Alright guys, let's do this. Good morning. We have a very interesting audio, actually the full uncensored audio. And I hadn't had the chance to actually listen to this whole thing. So here we have a nice YouTuber, incredibly average, that did really this nice video. So I just want to share it with you and go over it with you because this is quite something. This is quite something and really needs to be paid attention to, listened to.
Hey everyone, so there is new audio being reported on by the Daily Mail, another conversation between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. This one is a phone conversation that Amber Heard initiated during their divorce. Yes, during the time of an active temporary restraining order. If you're here watching this, you know I discuss things. This will be no different. I'll pause to add context and insight, facts and information, and how those things tie together and influence my thoughts and beliefs. I'm not trying to tell anyone else what to think, just giving my 2 cents as someone who has painstakingly followed this from the beginning. This isn't the entire audio, I'm just discussing key points. If you want to hear all of it, I'll link the Daily Mail article and you can go check it out there. However, this is uncensored, so fair warning about foul language again. Okay, so the first several minutes have Amber complaining to Johnny that he and his team are the reason this didn't stay private, that they're putting everything out there, claiming that his team went straight to TMZ with his response to the divorce filing.
That's how fucked up this, like, I am having to do everything, every step I've had to make, but my hand is forced in it by really fucked up aggressive moves made on your team's behalf, and now I've got to fucking prove myself every step of the way, and it only hurts you. I love hurt you. I love you.
It's hurting you. It's hurting you. And it's hurting me. But the worst fucking thing is, it's hurting...
It becomes court...
Wow.
Do you want to go to court, Amber? Seriously? Do you want to go to court with this? I'm offering you, right now, an opportunity for us to make this finish in peace. Peaceful, man. We walk away, you go do what you gotta do, I'll go do what I gotta do. I've been through the fucking hurt. You've been through the fucking hurt. I love you more than anything in life.
Poor guy, man. Poor guy. Jesus Christ.
I do not want to go into a fucking court with you. I do not want to fucking tarnish your name. I don't want to fucking tarnish, I don't want nothing. I want this to be done peacefully between us. And if you don't like the way that mediation is going, take me back to court, kid. Because I can't. This is the last fucking chance, Amber. This is it. Once they file those papers, we don't turn around, man.
Wow. He's truly offering her a better way out.
I'm telling you now. There is no call. It doesn't need to happen like this. Please, fuck's sake, trust me, man. I was not gonna help you in this. Nobody's gonna help you in this. I'm trying to help you in this. I love you.
Poor guy,
regardless of whether we're together or not. I love you. And I have loved you. With everything in the fucking world. Whether your love was real or not. I love you.
Jesus
and
Christ.
I want this. Hey.
Can you hear me?
Of course, everything I said was not heard, right? Fuck me.
Poor guy.
I know. What I was trying to say is this. Continuing through court is going to end up nothing but bad. For you and for me.
It's just amazing to listen to this, honestly. Really, like, just amazing.
It's just gonna be bad. In any case, no matter whether we ruin each other or fucking not, it's gonna be fucking heartbreaking. It's terrible.
The guy knew it.
Let's write a fucking mutual letter that says, look, we in lieu of what's transpiring out there in the world.
The guy knew it.
Fucking crazy shit. We've decided to take this private.
He's trying to help her out.
We're
like,
not
listen.
Going to go to court right now over this.
Things already are bad. You know, I already lost the job. I already my image was already fucked.
And then at
And he's
least,
still
at the
trying
very
to
fucking
make it
least,
less bad for her. Wow.
I know you want to respond, and I know you want to defend yourself. Listen to me. Defending yourself by throwing someone under the bus is not going to look good.
Wow.
He is, for lack of a better term, extending an olive branch, telling her that he wants this
Totally.
to end peacefully. That sound familiar? And who knows how much of these compassionate words would have been able to be said had the phone not disconnected. Johnny pours his heart out here, letting her know, even though she isn't there, that this won't end well and will just be heartbreaking for everyone involved. He tells her that I'll Tell It Right, who has lied for Amber throughout this whole mess, is not going to help her, and that he doesn't want to tarnish her name, which he truly believed would happen if they went to court and he had to present all of his evidence and witnesses. Of course, once Amber calls him again, he gives an abridged version. This time, he suggests they write a letter to keep it private going forward, even after all the damage that had already been done to his reputation.
Amazing.
He's willing to help her by not ruining hers. He again expresses his disbelief in her claims before she goes all out in an eye-opening monologue.
It's not about that. It would not be about me throwing you under the bus. You know what it would be? It would be released through documented people coming on the record and having the protection to do so that haven't had yet. It would be eyewitness statements. It would be evidence, tons of it, and it would be through years. And it would be unbelievable to imagine that either I'm in A secret fake club, or B, I've had
a secret what?
I've had a secret fight club, or that I have been plotting to do this for 3 years, and while taking pictures of it
Jesus.
and documenting it, just saving it up.
She's
for the right
giving
time
it
when
to
I'm not
us
asking for any money and have
of
nothing
her
else
own
to gain from
admission.
it. That no one is going to believe that.
Wow.
No one is going to believe that one of the two alternatives, either I'm in a fight club, or I've been going through hair and makeup, or going through makeup through all these years, where I have corroborating text messages between people that match those dates of those timestamp validated photos of either corroboration between people hearing us.
Is this all of it on court? Because she's basically telling nobody's gonna believe that I'm a secret fight club, which probably she is. That she starts, the altercation with this guy all the time, and the guy repeats like, what? Like he's recognizing something there, It's like he's recognizing her behavior. Herself knows what she's capable to do, that she has that temper, that she has that attitude, of maybe explosive, like fighting. And then like saying, nobody's gonna believe that I made this up, that I'm a secret fighter, basically, that I will put makeup on to disguise bruise or whatever, or like I will put makeup on to pretend that I've received bruises or whatnot.
Or corroboration of next day, me sending text message to Kevin, him responding,
Wow.
or the kind of stuff like between me and people in your life.
And there is still a trial going on?
Insanely cross corroborated. Then it is.
Wow, what a performance she gave yesterday, man. It gives me chills.
And just sit on it for years.
Like
that. Well, while having this like imaginary life run parallel, you understand that the pictures I have match with like text messages to my mom back and forth about it, and text messages between say Raquel and my mom, or Raquel and my dad, or between my two friends.
Okay, first off, did she just say nobody is going to believe that she uses makeup to paint on bruises, then takes pictures, and finally texts her friends and family about them to make sure she has proper documentation? That is just scary. It sounds like a criminal mastermind monologuing their evil plan while the hero dangles over the shark pit. Look, I'll come back to this in a bit. Just chew on that.
For fuck's sake, for
while
real.
Amber goes
Man,
on to
for
describe
real.
a specific
Like
event.
she's a villain or something.
I told Jody the night before I had that James Corden night show thing, where I say, hey Jody, I've had an accident. I think I have a busted lip. I may have a busted nose and two black eyes tomorrow because I'll bet it will be until the morning and we may have to cancel. But
My God.
I don't know how. I'm icing it. I just I'll let you know in the morning, you know, and things like that. It doesn't matter.
Even on the phone, she's just getting into the character, sort of convincing herself. That's fucking scary, man.
In this case, which I will have, it will be criminal as well because I cannot go.
She makes no sense.
And file without filing a police statement.
I mean, to me, she makes no sense because she's trying to convince Johnny and herself that what she's gonna do is actually gonna be good. When in fact, by reading this, you realize none of this is gonna be good once you brought it to court. Not for you, not for him. You know? Everything that you all collected, all the people that have to go on the stand there. And like, you listen to this, like, and you see it written down, right? And you hear in her voice the intention of wanting to sell this as if it was actually something good. You know, that I will clear her name or Johnny should go along with this. And I'm like, are you freaking serious? You're serious?
And the only reason I haven't filed that police statement, which has been used against me, by the way, every day.
My God.
And the only reason I won't do it, I haven't done it.
Dude.
I don't want to hurt you, and that means it goes out of my hands.
Who did you love, my man? Oh my God.
Third-party prosecutor come and a criminal lawyer come, and they went like, the problem is hearing from you, like your biggest struggle is that this is just it's the most solid evidence case of domestic violence I've ever seen, and if you give this over to them or present any part of it, they will prosecute him. And I felt like I'm not, like, I would never want that for you. Because
Jesus
it's hard
Christ.
for me to even understand. I don't call myself, like, it's not in my head. It's hard for me to even accept any sort of victimdom ever. And
Amber, listen, here's what
I don't want to hurt you.
I understand, and I don't want to hurt you either. I'm only going to say this. I love you. I love you.
Poor guy.
I've always loved you. And
Poor guy, man.
I know that.
He just fell hard for this.
Look.
Honestly, for me, this is like textbook narcissist with an introverted empath. This is like seriously like textbook. There must be psychiatrists, psychologists out there which they see this and go like, wow, I've seen this like 100 times. You know, like this is like a freaking psychotic narcissist which she's just manipulating an introverted empath. The guy is just, despite everything, is just listening to this freaking crazy woman. Like, I like, Jesus, man.
You do whatever you feel you have to do. I'm telling you now, it's a mistake to go to court. But if you want to go to court, we'll go to court. I would rather take care of it a different way. I think it would be very good for you, and I think it would be very good for me. But you know what,
I've
baby,
been called a liar,
baby,
and I've been called
baby,
a gold digger.
baby.
All true. I'm
Baby.
sorry. I'm really sorry,
I
but
didn't call you those things.
we will call you that. It's all true.
I didn't want any of it. I don't want it to be.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
It's been going on too long, Amber, and we just gotta stop this. Just gotta stop it.
I don't know how to get my reputation back.
This is the event I have covered with a fair amount of detail on this channel. She's talking about the incident on December 15th, 2015. I was actually in the middle of putting together an in-depth video about this particular incident.
I just want to thank this YouTuber, man. Great job, because he did this like almost 2 years ago. This video was published like in 2020 and before this trial. So to have those things together at the right timing, after I watched her second day of deposition yesterday, it's just chilling. It's just freaking chilling, because the performance that she gave there, and you you really start to get the feeling, you really start to get the picture that this woman most likely was the one initiating always the conflict, verbally and physically, and Johnny Depp was just thrown in the whirlpool of this woman probably throwing hands. Really, I get the feeling that this woman, it's quick at throwing hands, and Johnny would be just there like managing that, you know, like sort of avoiding to get worse, you know what I mean? And of course, when you are with somebody that is punching and pushing or whatever, and I say this adamantly because I had a group of good friends, like really good friends. In that period, they were my best friends, right? Actually, was actually my fault that they got together, and the two in the couple, they just were like not a good match. You know, they started well because they had like really good intellectual connection, but she had all kinds of things going on, you know. And I'm not saying she was anything like this, but she was feisty, insecure. She had all kinds of issues, you know, mental health issues. And I'm telling you, she was quick. Like she was like 170, and my friend was like taller than me. It's like was like 6'3", 6'4". Like I'm almost 190. I'm 189 or something, 190, and he's like 192. We're big guys, right? She was like 170 centimeter. And literally, she would throw hands all of a sudden in a restaurant because he said something wrong, and all of a sudden would just fucking slap him, you know, and would escalate and start screaming. And then he would start screaming too. Never touched her. I've been there looking at those dynamics. I can tell you that there's those type of women, like, bam. And this is the feeling I get here. I know I'm biased, but this is the feeling I get. It's like very temperamental, short-fused woman that she start throwing hands, and the guy is just there, like, you know, coping with him being drunk, and at the same time trying to avoid a fucking mess.
And all this stuff started dropping, putting that on pause.
Whew.
Quick side note about that
Thank
date.
you, man.
That was
Really
the day
good job.
Amber found out she alone was going to be facing charges for smuggling her dogs into Australia and was potentially up against a large fine and jail time. Something tells me that she might not have been in the best mood that day, especially considering the man she liked to blame for everything wouldn't be facing charges with her. I'm going to be honest. I don't think Johnny has any idea what she's talking about here, and for a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
One, it just didn't happen the way she claimed, and two, Johnny remembers that night very differently. He claims Amber attacked him that night, leaving him with these scratches and injuries to his face.
I'm telling you.
He would then take her to dinner later that night while attempting to hide his injuries, while Amber had no injuries.
Look at that. Like, literally, those pictures are key. Like, the woman has not a scratch on her face.
Amber says she feared for her life that night. She claimed she had several large chunks of hair pulled from her scalp while being dragged by her hair up and down stairs and across multiple condos. She claimed she got a busted lip, 2 black eyes, a nearly broken nose, all of it caused by a full bodyweight headbutt to the face and a flurry of punches and slaps from Johnny. Injuries and alleged swelling and misshapen features that would have been impossible to completely disguise with makeup. And if you want, you can go watch the clips from the show on YouTube. Here are some pictures from the show with zero injuries and no apparent discomfort or fear of reopening the less-than-day-old wounds while she made exaggerated facial features. Numerous witnesses have come forward to testify that Amber lied and was completely uninjured the day following the alleged life-threatening assault, including the property manager, Kevin Murphy, and Amber's own stylist for the show, Samantha McMillan, who actually worked with Amber throughout the day when she was makeup-free and without injury. Does she have any witnesses? No. None have come forward to give testimony to support her claims, but she has pictures and text. You know, like when she said nobody will believe that she painted on injuries, then took pictures and made sure to text someone about it. In fact, her stylist testified that at the end of the day, on December 16th, Amber told her friend Raquel to make sure to get those pictures onto my computer. Just a few days later, Amber would be spotted at a flea market and then took a trip to Johnny's Island soon after for a holiday getaway and a photo shoot, still uninjured. Johnny gives no credence to these allegations at all. He just tries to calm her and tells her he loves her. He then says for her to do whatever she has to do, clearly not shaken by the
evidence.
Unbelievable. You know that I didn't know this? Yesterday I heard her saying that all that she said, which I found it like truly shocking, because the way she described being attacked, I was starting to look at Johnny with different eyes, you know? Like you listen to her and she would just say she would just say it regarding the incident and the abuse, like she would be pummeled, you know? Like seriously, pummeled by Johnny with a freaking cast on his hand, right? In this incident before she had to go to the show. Like pummeled the back of her head, being dragged by different, like from stairs to the floor to different side of the apartment, and being punched in the face with the cast. And then she shows some picture. I saw some picture where she had a little bit of bruising here, like a little purple color here and here. There was no swelling at all on her face. Nothing that would like be as she described it. You know what I mean? Like the way she described this savage abuse, you would think like she literally would have like a swollen face like this with scratches over caused by the cast. And you see those pictures taken whatever few days later where she has literally a little bit of something here, nothing swollen. She actually looks pretty. I was kind of shocked. I'm like, the way she describes it and the way she's showing the pictures, they don't match. They don't match the event, right? And I didn't know. I thought that she didn't go on the show, but she did. And you have the pictures here to prove that there's freaking nothing there. Like no, like I had a headbutt, right? I was swollen for more than a week. Like I still feel the pain. You know what I mean? Like this is insane. Actually, this is insane that it's not. I don't know if they show this, but also that she took the trip and in the flea market, she literally has no evidence. But there is evidence that she wasn't harmed.
Not to mention the biggest, most solid case of domestic violence the prosecutor had ever seen. Does anybody else see this as an intimidation tactic, considering what we know now
Definitely.
and what they clearly knew then about who the aggressor and the abuser was in their relationship? Also, Johnny has maintained his innocence throughout, and he, yet again, because she's bragging about all the evidence she has gathered and sat on for years waiting for the right time, tells her that if she wants to go to court, they'll go to court, seeming almost resolved that he doesn't have to tell her the amount of evidence and witnesses he has, but just that it will end badly.
Io called the cops. You told Io to call the cops.
I did not call the cops, and I did not give them any statement when they came. I've been trying to protect you.
You told Io to call the cops.
While it was happening?
Yeah.
Okay, briefly, they do discuss the cops being called on May 21st, 2016, while it was happening. And keep in mind that it, according to Amber, was that she was assaulted that night. You know the whole story. The phone thrown at the face, the hair pulled, the repeated hits to the face. Johnny doesn't agree with this at all. In fact, this night in May, he claims he was standing across the room when Amber screamed while on the phone with her friend I.O. for Johnny to stop hitting her and to call 911. It, according to Johnny, was nothing but verbal after he had called Kevin Murphy, who was ultimately cussed and yelled at by Amber for telling Johnny the truth about Amber leaving poop in the bed a month prior after her April birthday party following another physical attack against Johnny.
Oh, I'm sorry, because the last time that it got crazy between us, I really did think I was going to lose my life, and I thought you would do it on accident.
I heard.
And I told you that. I said, oh my god, I thought...
She makes no sense.
Amber, I lost a fucking finger, man. Come on.
Wow.
I had a mineral can of mineral spirits thrown at my nose.
I think it's odd that it appears she's trying to convince him the last time things, quote, got crazy between them that she honestly did think she was going to lose her life. But the interesting part is that she's very vague. Something she tends to do when she knows that she physically assaulted him, even says it was him doing whatever he vaguely did on accident. My opinion, and again, not telling anyone what to think here, but I honestly believe that if Johnny ever had to defend himself, you know, push her away or off of him, which he has said he has had to do at times to escape, she sees that as him being abusive, and equally so. Even trying to convince him, she once thought it would kill her on accident. Basically, she abused him, and if he ever defended himself, she would play it up as being just as bad as what she was doing, even informing him that he hurt her in doing so.
Man, you're not putting thoughts in our heads. This is absolutely clear that she's manipulating. Even in the phone call, you can see she's manipulating him, like you're saying. She's manipulating him into believe that actually he was violent towards her, like towards her. Like you can definitely hear that she's aware that she's crazy, that she goes crazy and gets violent, but she's phrasing it in a way vaguely to sort of, you know, convince him that whatever he was doing, or when pushing her away or trying to kind of, you know, calm the situation down or restraining her, you know, to get worse, it's equivalent to an abuse towards her. Like, absolutely manipulative.
Theory is supported by his response. Of course, he actually suffered injuries from her assault,
Yeah.
some of which hospitalizing him, like throwing a vodka bottle and slicing off the tip of his finger in Australia the previous year. That is an injury that caused him to contract MRSA on 3 separate occasions and
Wow.
actually
He contracted
could
MRSA?
have cost him his life. He clearly is not okay with her comparing him defending himself to escape as being on the same level as
Wow.
the severe injuries that she very intentionally inflicted on him. And her response to him pointing out how she has violently injured him is chilling.
You can please tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence, and
Yes.
it's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I just want to tell you, like, methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, MRSA, staph bacteria are usually harmless, but they can cause serious infection that can lead to sepsis or death. And so that finger cut almost caused him, like, he could have died. Actually, I know through you know, acquaintances and friends, something like this happened, like a little scar on the knee, like a little scratch on the knee, and a week after that man was almost dying, you know. Luckily they managed to get him on time, and everything is fine, but shit like that can happen and can cost you your life. This is crazy. Also what she's saying here, man, like, see who is gonna believe you. Like, she's really threatening him all the time. And the guy still, despite everything, is trying to keep it cool, trying to find a better solution for her first.
Fair fight, my ass.
Exactly, because you're bigger and you're stronger. And so when I say that I thought you could kill me, that doesn't mean you counter with you also that you lost your own finger. I am not trying to attack you here. I'm just trying to point out the fact of why I said call 911. Because you had your hands on me after you threw a phone in my face.
Wow, like, you can definitely hear that first of all, she's in denial, but also she's confused right there, right? Like, she's being absolutely vague around the finger, taking no responsibilities. That's not the way you phrase if you're absolutely adamant that you haven't caused that injury, you know?
And it's gotten crazy in the past, and I
got crazy in the past, yeah.
I need to stop this madness before I get hurt.
Oh my god.
And I never think about myself.
Wow, Johnny Depp is like, oh my god. Like, I think Johnny Depp in this moment, because that's the feeling I get too. I'm like, she really believes this shit. That, like, she really believes this crap. And Johnny's like, oh my god, she fucking believes this stuff, you know? Like, she just has a totally different image of what really happened between us.
That way. I never defend myself that way. I never see myself as a victim and to a fault, you know?
Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
Tell the world that
Wow.
I, Johnny Depp, am a victim, and see how many people believe
I, Johnny Depp, a man. Don't forget that. That's what she said.
or side with you. That, much like everything else we've heard over the past week, just paints a completely different and more disturbing picture than the one she wanted.
Wow.
And then you can almost hear her trying to convince herself and honestly seemingly remind herself of what she claimed happened that night, even though she tells on herself a little when she says, before I got hurt, but according to her perjurious testimony, she was already hurt. It just sounds really bizarre, doesn't it? When Johnny realizes this, he says, "Oh my God," as if to say, "Oh my God, she really does believe this is what happened."
No shit.
Then, as she continues to boast about never seeing herself as a victim, you can almost picture his eyes roll as he throws his hands up with, all right, yeah, like, whatever you say, Amber.
Yeah, whatever you want to
It's so strange
believe.
hearing the gears turn in real time in her head.
Okay, listen.
Every step of the way.
Alright, listen, here's the... Alright, fine. You believe what you believe. I'm gonna call to these people. I'm gonna take care of this. See what the fuck is going on. I will get back to you. Otherwise, listen, as far as I can tell right now, it sounds like you want to go to court. And you want to fuck this up real bad.
I just want to clear my name. I've been telling all the lawyers this from the beginning, and your lawyers knew this.
You cannot clear up your name now.
Don't let them lie to you. Don't let them lie to you. I have said only this from the very beginning. I only have my integrity. And the unfortunate thing is...
You have no
What about
integrity.
mine?
I need to step further.
What about mine?
She seems to only care that her reputation might end up suffering from the truth getting out. So I guess the only solution was to keep trying to destroy Johnny and hopefully convince him that he is an abuser and to take the punishment in her place. It's the only option, right? He even tells her, fine, believe what you believe, and that they'll just go to court. After Amber gets angry about Johnny's security team giving a statement that she was the violent one in the relationship, she says that she accidentally recorded one of them, Jerry Judge, saying that he did not acknowledge any violence. She says they'll have to say that under oath before Johnny reminds her that she will have to do the same with her stories. So why not just come right out and ask if she really does believe all this? Well, that's exactly what he did.
You're gonna have to do this under oath too, you know.
I will, because the unfortunate part is, I can talk about all of this.
Do you believe all this, Amber? Do you believe all this?
Oh, yeah, the fuck that, yes.
You believe I'm an abuser. You believe I'm an abuser.
What happened in May, in December, in April?
Do you believe you're an abuser?
No.
Do you believe you abused me physically?
Do I physically believe? I mean, do I believe I physically abused you?
Yes.
That's a long ass
You know,
pose.
I'm 115. Well, not anymore, but I was 115 pounds. I'm a 115 pound woman, and I have the capacity to abuse.
You're not answering.
That's not the question. That's not the question.
Have I ever been able to knock you off of your feet?
Oh my
started-
god.
Off your balance?
You started these
You're
things.
going to get up on the stand, Johnny, and say she started it? Really? I have never been able to overpower you. That's the difference between me and you.
Why did you try?
And that's the difference.
Oh, Jesus. Why did you try? Why did you try? Like, this alone makes you understand that she's easy at snapping and throwing hands. Like, the guy's like, you started those things. You started those things. She took a pause because she couldn't answer. She knows, between the two of them, she knows that she's been throwing hands all the time, you know? And in her head, she took a pause to try to rephrase it, make it look like, you know, she had to come around creating a vague whatever story to make herself believe and try to, you know, manipulate him in believing something else than the truth.
The whole world and the jury and the judge.
Oh my God.
There is a very big difference between me and you.
Her shift in tone, at least to me, is so bone-chilling here.
It's
I really don't
frightening,
know how
man.
to describe it. The way she goes from frantic, vague yelling about why she thinks he is an abuser to absolute silence before cold and collected thoughts. She admits to trying to overpower him and knock him off his feet, saying it as if it was an actual goal, something that she would strive to achieve throughout her numerous physical onslaughts.
Exactly.
And much like the previous recording, he reminds her that she initiated and started every single physical episode. And she doesn't deny it, and in fact confirms it by doubling down and mocking him with a whining voice, questioning if he's going to take the stand and say, she started it. And she was banking on the fact that he is a man and bigger and stronger to convince a jury there's no way she could have hurt him. Again, insulting him with this whole, no one will believe you phrasing. I mean, she sounds like a playground bully here, and let's just call this what it is. An abuser trying to discourage their victim from speaking up and telling the truth, from telling their side, by saying no one is going to believe you. After more blaming and verbal berating by Amber that Johnny and his team caused all of this, Johnny starts to stand up for himself a bit more.
You cannot think that it's just my side. You're fucking killing me. Your fucking people are trying to kill me. You've turned me into a... My boy has to go to school. My boy goes to school and has kids go, so your fucking dad's a wife beater? You don't think about that, Amber.
Wow, unbelievable, man. Like, this is heartbreaking, you know? He's thinking about his family. Talk about priorities, you know? She's thinking about her reputation, and he's thinking, like, I got my boy, that this is affecting him, my boy, you know? Despite all of what he's going through, this fucking guy is going through hell with this woman. He's thinking about his boy being probably bullied at school, you know? This is heartbreaking, this stuff.
You don't think us, also my family, and all the death threats that me and every single person in my immediate circle of friends and family is getting also matters? And you don't think I
Death threats?
You people put this out.
Yeah, like it's unreal. Like Johnny is like, seriously, you're going there? Like, she's truly like, oh man, like, what a narcissist. Just embellishing whatever, like just truly making up stuff.
Why security come on the record and lie? Then, like, why go grab a proactive measure? Then why did you want to
Exactly. All of his security under oath, all of them, they testified that there was no violence. Even the cops, now we know with the body cam, when they were called and they went into the house, saw nothing. And the cops had no interest, right? They literally told as it was. They found nothing. No sign of violence.
Why did she have to go and get it from TMZ? Why, if you wanted it private, is TMZ being fed information literally by Laura Walker and Marty Singer every step of the way? My arrest record? What's next in the media? The rumors that I'm just stripped? Of course I can expect that next. I've known every step of the way, every single step of the way.
There's a difference between expecting them and
I'd
actually receiving.
I'd give him. That's it. I'd give him. I'll see you in court. No, I'll fucking see you in court. I will fucking see you in court. I never fucking said that. I never told anyone that. You fucking trusted me with that, and I've never fucking told anyone that. And you know what, Amber? This is me. This is me saying, I tried. And thank you, and I will see you in fucking court. You don't want to fucking make nice? I'm trying. But you know what? I loved you for so many fucking years, but you know what? You didn't exist. You don't exist. You're not there. You were a fucking made up thing in my head. And I can't believe you're doing this to me. I can't believe it.
Poor Johnny, man. Like, it breaks my heart. Like, this feels like the moment that he realized, you know, that he loved something that actually he wanted to believe in, you know? And in fact, it's this damaged goods on the other side and fucked his life. And the turning point here is like, he's accusing him of lacking trust, you know? And despite everything, actually, he gave her trust. Despite all the madness that he went through, he did not leak those information to TMZ, and she's accusing him of doing so. And it's like, okay, that's it. This is the tipping point. You know, you believe that you couldn't trust me, you know, and to him most likely this is important. I understand that. And it's like, okay, fuck it, you know, this is, just realize you're a fucking ghost. You didn't exist. See you in court.
There's no need to be cruel on top of it.
You've been nothing but cruel, and I'm going to court with you.
I'm sitting here defending myself, and it makes you so angry.
You have not let up. You keep blaming. No, what you just said.
Jesus God.
What you just said to me. You're defending yourself against me about something I didn't fucking do, and I'm not going to fight with you because I know this shit lasts forever.
I could expect it next.
Wow, man.
Excuse me, I'll be right.
I'm defending myself.
Excuse me.
I'm defending myself to you on the phone right now, and you're attacking me.
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
Things to me on top of it.
Can you give me 1 minute, please? May I have 1 minute, please? I'll be right back.
Wow, this guy, I mean, this guy is freaking polite. Even, oh my God. who doesn't see through this? Honestly, who doesn't see through this? Like the guy even on the phone.
You know what? Good.
The guy even on the phone through this confrontation, he removes himself from the fight. You know what I mean? This guy is not a violent guy. Like, for fuck's sake, he's on the phone, and when he had it too much of listening and trying to extend an olive branch and everything, he's literally like he cannot take it anymore. And instead of continue fighting with her, and he says it like, this can go on, I know this can go on forever with you. You know, you're relentless. And I realized that also yesterday. She can just talk and talk and talk on the stand, like she's inventing a story, and she keeps going. And he knows this, and he goes like, please, despite all of this, he's even kind, collected, and go like, please, I need a minute, you know. And he's removing himself.
For him, there, I said it and I meant it. He got so tired of her blaming him for everything, while also very publicly lying about what really happened in their relationship.
God.
You know, it's just sad when he clearly still cared and loved her, for him to say she didn't exist. And notice how her tone completely changes. She thought she could keep intimidating him and verbally beating him down, and then the moment he was fed up and said, "That's it, I'll see you in court," she becomes much more concerned and timid in her tone. Funny how that works, isn't it? Also, she was a stripper. Okay, well, that's new information. I mean, whatever you gotta do, make your money. I'm not here to judge that at all. I'm just glad that when he realized he was getting heated, he did the right thing. And the very thing she hated most. He split. I'll keep the closing brief. Now, I'm not asking anyone to think their marriage wasn't toxic, or that for many reasons it could have ended much sooner than this. Some of you might come away with this thinking, well, they're both terrible. I disagree. Some of you might be trying to cling to the idea that they were mutually abusive, and I can't stop you. I can just say again that I disagree.
I disagree
even if
too.
you do still believe that, in spite of everything we know now, then that still means Amber Heard lied almost 4 years ago. Look, Johnny Depp isn't asking anyone to think he's perfect, but he has been begging for years for you to simply listen. Amber Heard abused Johnny Depp. There's no denying that now. She told him to go ahead and tell the world, and that the world would never believe him. And I can only hope the world proves her wrong. Thanks everyone for watching. If you have any questions, I'll try to get around to them as much as I can. I know I didn't go into a huge amount of detail about some things, but that is what I plan to do going forward, and these videos are already long enough.
Alright guys, thank you so much, man, for making this video. Really appreciate that. And I also I disagree together with him, because there is dynamic here at play. You can totally tell that she probably is the person that initiated the drama all the time, and the guy was just trying to cope, and it got worse and worse. And of course you can get fed up, you can get to the point of being pissed off and angry, calling her like the C word and whatever. And it's totally possible, you know. I can totally understand why those audios also are there of him calling her names or sending her to fuck off. I mean, after all of this repetitive manipulation, and the guy was just trying to love her, to believe in the love that he thought he felt for her, you know. And she just kept going, manipulating. And truly, this is the proof. Really, I don't even understand why there is a trial going on. I didn't know the entirety of this thing, but when I listened to this, for me it's truly enough to see that she's really putting on an act, and she's just going on and on and on about this act, because like I said yesterday in the video, she's forced to go the whole way. She has to go the whole way now, because she cannot, you know, go back. She just can't. And even Johnny told her that already then, like, we're not gonna get out of this well, you know. And there's a better way to do it, but no, she wanted to clear her name, and in doing so, the whole world, it's knowing that she's a fucking mad woman. Guys, always spread love. I talk to you later.